actually shared a doctor's report with me, and hopefully we're getting this recorded. A person that shared the story with me shared the doctor's report, and it was a story about cancer, actually. And it was one of the most crazy stories because they've only been on the product for now 2 months. And they were given a diagnosis that they were supposed to cut their foot off or their leg off. And I said, well, that seemed kind of strange, but what they were doing was they were interested in stopping the cancer, which was on the outside in the form of a sore that's been on there about 4 or 5 months. And they were wondering whether Micro Daily or Engage Global products would help them out. But long story short, without getting into it, because I don't want to really overshadow what's going to be shared, that person in a matter of 6 weeks had an open sore that would not heal. That sore went down to actually not only closing, but they recently got a doctor's report with papers that the doctors asked what in the world happened to this person because they were shocked that the cancer is gone. Now, cancer doesn't disappear. Let's make that known. But what it does, if you can get it into the place where it have a better outcome, it's absolutely incredible. Now, I'm giving you a prelude to those of you that have not called all of your people. If you're a customer, if you're an affiliate, if you're a person that's just taking a look at this company and products, I highly recommend that you get involved in this as far as getting people on this call, because it's been said that facts tell and stories sell. People have been calling people with all this mess out here, and nothing has worked for them. But all of a sudden, they're introduced to this company, this product, and here's the difference. Here's the difference. I need everybody on this call to understand why you need to call all your people. The difference, someone asked me, they said, Bernard, I saw this. Can't figure out what's the difference between you and the 98% of the people that's calling about their products. I said, here's the difference. We not only have great products, we have the actual person that's behind it, and we have decades of experiences and decades of outcomes. And it started with the military. And the military is huge because the military don't accept just anything. But it started with something that everybody said it couldn't be done. And Dr. Prasad did it. And as a result, it doesn't matter to me whether you believe me or not. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the product. So for the next about 1 hour, we're going to be hearing some incredible stories. And Jeff, I'll call him the master of disaster whenever it comes to the stories of the libraries of the stuff that's taking place. If you have a story that you want to tell about what Micro Daily has done for you, Jeff is going to give you that opportunity. So for the next hour or so, if you have not called your people, you need to call them because they're going to get an idea what's going on. And I always say this, Jeff, if people can just stay with our product for 3 months, that's not unusual. For 3 months, it's affordable, it's effective, it's available. And if you can stay with us for about 3 months, it will change your life. I promise you, it will change your life. So for those of you, we only have 32 devices on, but usually before it's over, we have 100. I'm kind of hoping we have 200 before it's all over, because whether you love people or whether you don't, you're going to hear some incredible stories that's going to change your life. So, Jeff, I want to welcome you to this call on the holiday weekend, because a lot of people may not be on because of the holiday. But one thing about health challenges, it doesn't stop because it's the holiday. So let's test you out first of all. Do you hear me?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Sounding.
very good.
How about me? Are you okay? I had to switch out microphones here quick.
You actually sound very good. I am so excited to hear from you for the next hour. And I can't wait to hear some of the stories we're going to hear on this call, because my people have been hearing some of these stories and it's been unbelievable. But when you have people that are sick, people that have a need, and you really want to help them, this is the first company in my 70 years of existence that have actually done double, maybe even 10 times more than what they promised. So, Jeff, For our next 55 minutes, you have our undivided attention.
Well, thank you, Bernard. What an awesome opportunity this is, and it's an incredible weekend, a Memorial Day weekend. A lot of exciting things that are happening here in Wyoming, and thank you, Dr. Rich and Linda, for the birthday wishes. Yes, it's the big 6-0 today for me, so start a new decade. And what a better way to celebrate that than to be here with my micro daily family. Those of you, we're just about 40 of us here as this call begins. I know before we're done, we'll be well over 100. So yes, get this information out to others. Come forward with your testimonies. We are recording this. This is Memorial Day weekend, and there are a lot of people that are having family get-togethers and doing things on this day. But this is certainly going to be one of those opportunities that if you're here today and you're able to share, please do, because I know that there are many others, including myself, that's going to want to get a copy of this recording. Having had a conversation in my driveway this morning with one of our sweet neighbors that really needs to hear this information from somebody other than just myself. And so thank you for being here, for being part of this. Before we really get too far into it, though, it's important that we protect ourselves, that we protect these products, and importantly, that we protect Dr. Kedar Prasad, the world's foremost expert on micronutrition and supplementation. And so let me pull up for the benefit of those of you that are here and that are going to be watching this here in the future, our disclaimer. I'm going to just read, if you will follow along with me. These statements and comments have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This information is solely for educational purposes only and includes recent advances in research on micronutrients. Engage, the micronutrient company, does not claim that our products diagnose, treat, cure, heal, or prevent any disease or injury. However, Engage's products are formulated to address nutritional deficiencies and supply the body with the required nutrients. It's important to note that nothing here is meant to be a substitute for professional medical treatment or a consultation with your primary healthcare provider. So that having been taken place, that covered, we are protected from a standpoint of being able to share personal testimonies, those changes, those responses that have taken place in your own bodies or those that are close to you are certainly able to be shared as we discuss what Dr. Prasad has formulated. I'm going to take just a moment for those of you that this may be your first exposure to microdaily. This might be your first opportunity to understand the teachings that Dr. Prasad has put out there. And so I would like to begin just briefly here with a document that any one of you could request. Please get it into your hands, get it on your electronic device. Read through it because it's 40 pages worth of documentation, education, proof, validation. Uh, Not only does it reference the animal studies and the human clinical trials that went into validating these supplements, but it also references the patents that have been issued. It talks about the history, and it all comes to this. And I'll just pull it up here onto the screen with me. 40 pages worth of documentation. And thank you, Dr. Prasad, for being here, for being part of this get together here on Memorial Day weekend. It's just an honor. I am going to go ahead and just briefly here pull our special guest up onto the spotlight here with me. Hello, Dr. Prasad.
Hi, Jeff.
How was it being able to have a special dinner with your family, with your son?
Yes, yes, very well.
Well, thank
That was
you.
great.
And it was awesome to get a call from you yesterday and have you just further explain. Here it is. It's a Saturday. It's Memorial Day weekend. Yet it's important enough for you to reach out and call several of the leaders in Engage and let them know the significance of what you've discovered and what you have clarified for us when it comes to the utilization of multiple micronutrients versus single nutrient approach or single vitamin approach to some of these issues. And well, we'll get more into that later, but today, Dr. Prasad, it's all about you and I just kind of kicking back a little bit and listening to some of these
Sure,
experiences of others. So
sure,
thank you again for being here. I'm going to share just a little brief, few pages from the scientific brochure, those 40 pages that just goes to show how much different this is than anything else that's out there on the market. So thanks again, Dr. Prasad, for being here
sure.
with
Yeah,
already. Okay, so with that, what an honor it is to have the world's foremost expert on micronutrition and supplementation here with us, just to observe here on this weekend. And I know Bernard, you've set several of your affiliates and preferred customers up so that they can share today. So if you can start getting them ready so that as soon as I finish up with the science booklet, we can go right into the testimonies. But I think it's important that we share this because this document, whether it's in a hard copy where you can thumb through it physically or the digital copy where you can thumb through it electronically, it's important that you know that we're backing what you're going to hear today up with science. And it all comes to this. This is the science behind MicroDaily, the world's most scientifically validated micronutrient supplements. This is the very title page. This is the cover sheet. And as we just referenced here, our special guest today that is going to be observing what we're going through, we have Dr. Kedar Prasad, over 250 articles that have been reviewed by his peers, have been published. He continues to publish. He's just sent out some recent ones to us just in the last couple of weeks. But it's all this. He is the world's foremost radiation expert, the world's first radiation biologist, PhD. He received his degree from the University of Iowa in Iowa City back in 1963. His career went on to, with his focus on the effects of radiation on the human body, he discovered that there is an anti-cancer potency associated with vitamin E succinate. And Dr. Prasad actually discovered that incredible information. He also discovered that butyric acid, the small fatty acid formed by fermentation of fibers in the gut, is an anti-cancer agent. So exciting to go on and talk about the significance of him being reached out to by the Department of Defense and actually asked for his help back in 2001. This timeline as it exists, a section of history that went on to really provide something significantly to our soldiers. And that is this. MicroDaily was originally formulated for U.S. troops. And I'm going to just read to you this paragraph here highlighted in yellow. It says, not just to protect, but also to sustain our troops. The U.S. military asked Dr. Kedar Prasad, PhD, the world's foremost expert on micronutrition and supplementation, to develop a supplement that could provide a singular daily source of, get this, nutritional defense and nourishment for U.S. troops. That culminated in a project that provided just this: a package designed to be carried in the cargo pocket of the military fatigues, where these soldiers could every morning and every evening take a dose of this particular formulation that provided for them the protection and also the life-sustaining nutritional support. So really amazing. We have Dr. Prasad, and from the military to the masses, this is now available to everybody that is on this call and that is within the sound of our voice, because Dr. Prasad and David Nemelka partnered up to provide this opportunity to the world. It's exciting that we are here today. Just about 10 minutes into our presentation, you understand the significance of where we're at, what is happening. I'm going to jump right to the end of this science booklet. As I mentioned, it's 40 pages. But right here towards the end, we have several of Dr. Prasad's published works. These are the covers, the book covers for significant contributions that Dr. Prasad has made to humanity as it relates to his knowledge and understanding and his willingness to educate us about the human body and what the correct combination, correct quantity, and correct form, or CQF, which is a seal that is on every one of Dr. Prasad's products. This demonstrates his commitment to humanity with these volumes of educational resources for all of us. Dr. Prasad is on the call here with us today. It's amazing that we have access to all of this. These are the patents that are supporting his research, that are supporting these products. We're up to 10 of them now. You can see even here in the patents pending, and right above that, it says we're waiting for the number of the Micro Daily Kids formulation. We are no longer waiting for that. That has been granted. But it's just amazing that we have access to this. And like I mentioned earlier, we have the human clinical trials available to us. We have the animal studies and the pictures, the scientific evidence that goes along with it. And so really what we have here today is unprecedented as it comes to helping everybody understand this is the science behind Microdaily, and that statement right below it, the world's most scientifically validated micronutrient supplements. This is significant as to where we're at in history here on this Memorial Day weekend. The day before, we're actually celebrating it here on Monday. Together, we are here. We're going to be hearing some incredible stories, people's own experiences with these products. So, Bernard, do we have anybody ready to go with their testimony? It might mean that you need to reach out and kind of say, okay, it's time. I can see that you've posted in the chat. And thank you again for all of the sweet birthday wishes. Yes, today is 60. A long ways away from Dr. Prasad's almost 90.
Yeah, happy birthday, Jeff.
Thank
Again.
you. It's crazy to believe, Dr. Prasad, that you had received your degree from the University of Iowa in Iowa City before I was
born.
So here we are. Dr. Prasad has me by 30 years.
Yep.
And look how spry, look how just vibrant and vivacious he is. His mind is amazing, and we're all here seeing the evidence of being a product of your products. So thank you, Dr. Prasad.
Thank you, Jeff.
You bet. And let's do this. Bernard, are we ready to go with some of those testimonies, particularly those even from other countries, where these products have begun to sneak across borders and people are experiencing down in South America, and even around through the Caribbean islands, and we even have products that are going over into the UK already, people caring enough about others that they're providing the shipping and the handling and getting it there to others to experience. So, Bernard, do you see some of those individuals here in our participants list where
they're not there yet, Jeff, but
Okay.
we're waiting. Anyone that would like to give their experiences before he actually bring on past experiences, we would absolutely love to hear from you.
Yes, this is that opportunity to bring your story, and it doesn't have to be just stories about cancer and about winning that battle or improving the outcome. Jonathan Jones has done an amazing job of categorizing these in a library type form, and providing them on the YouTube channel as they exist out there today. But who would like to step forward? We have,
But I tell you what, Jeff, before they step forward, let
yes,
me tell you the story that I got within the last week and a half.
okay,
And some of you have heard it. But I'm going to tell you how this happened. This is over in Ecuador. Now, a lot of people realize over in Ecuador, they have an advantage that we don't have, is they have not put pesticides in their foods. And for the first time in my career with the company, and Jeff, you've been with the company since almost at the beginning, and you have been instrumental in sharing things with me that I needed to see, was this true for myself? And there's some people, by the way, I've seen on here today that have given some crazy stories. Please don't think your story is insignificant, because there's some people on here that's waiting to hear this because they're wondering, is this real? And we don't solicit experiences, but we actually entertain them as they come. So to me, it should be 20, 30 hands up. But I can't make people, you can have a lot of stuff in your head, but it don't matter if it make it to your mouth. I'm going to give you something that I've seen in the last 2 weeks. Has been incredible. I got a call from Charlie Rayford in Mexico. What happened, I mean, in Ecuador, what happened was he actually came over here and I sent some products back to Ecuador. And right now, all of our attention is really focused on United States, is focused on Jamaica and Canada. But because he lives over there and he's a permanent citizen, he brought some stuff over there. He ran into a young lady that for the last 5 months, she had an open sore on her foot. Now, one of the things we saw that made us take a look at this was there was a gentleman, and some of you may remember, had a hole up under his eye from cancer.
Mhm.
You remember that, Jeff,
Yeah.
right?
yeah,
And I saw where it closed, and he came on and it looked normal. So I said, you know what? I said, when he called me up, he says, you know what, Bernard, this lady over here, friend of mine, have an open sore foot. They sore on her foot, and they want to cut her foot off and possibly cut her leg off. They said melanoma, cancer, was going to eventually get into her body, and it will actually take her out. So he called me and said, you think it'll help her out? I said, well, Charlie, I don't know. I said, but I've heard some stories about microdaily when it comes to cancer that have changed people's lives. I said, all you can do is just try it and see. And Dr. Prasad, you're going to be getting some papers on this because the medical records came back this week and it was crazy. And I had to actually take a second look because I couldn't believe it. Anyway, he decided to go ahead and give her. Now, I'm gonna give everybody on here this, and this everybody needs to tell a little bit about what took place for this to happen. The only thing he had over in there, he took over from here in the United States. He was over here doing insurance. He took some micro daily powder. He took the micro daily original. He took the probiotic and the omega-3. That's all he took over there. And so he got this person called up and said, look, I have this problem, my wife, blah, blah, blah. And he says, right now, she's been laid up for about 5 months. She can't get up because of the open foot. She can't walk on it, and she's in tremendous pain all the time. So Charlie says, look, I don't know what's going to help you out, but blah, blah, blah. He sent the videos over to her about some of the past things that have happened with Micro Daily. And so after about 2 weeks, the person read it. They said they were going to come in a week. Then they said, I'm coming in one day. And then after the experience, he says, I'm coming tomorrow. He came up and picked up the Micro Daily powder, the Micro Daily original, and the omega-3 and probiotic. He came and picked it up. But he gets a call 2 weeks later. By the way, we have pictures on it, but I'm not going to going down. But he showed pictures. He said after 2 weeks, the person called him up and said, Charlie, the hole is closing. He said, I'm sure it's something changing. And then a week later, he called back. He said, you will not believe this. The hole is almost closed. Then he called back a month later. He said, Charlie, it's almost closed. It's almost closed. And he sent pictures back of it. And then about 6 weeks later, he sent pictures. The hole in her foot was closed. She was out doing a voluntary ministry, walking on her feet, and it was no pain. So what they did was they took it back to the doctor that said, by the way, it was a cancer specialist they were dealing with that actually authenticated that something changed. They don't know what it was, but they could not find the cancer. So they went back to the doctor to cut the foot off, the one to say, we got to cut your foot off. And that doctor is arguing, well, you have to be very careful because this stuff, sometimes it comes back. So it obviously wasn't about her health. It was about the money. So since then, today, that person is walking around less than 2 months later with that hole closed on her foot with no pain. And now in Ecuador, in the last couple of days, they have ordered some crazy amounts of microdaily probiotic and omega-3 because of the results of the person. And now they got the papers back and they sent it to her, sent it to Charlie. And the papers read, and he read it to me off the papers, that right now there is no sign of the melanoma that was in her foot. And as a validation now that the microdaily has made an incredible difference in her condition. Now, I need to make this known. It happened that way within 6 weeks to 2 months because they don't have over in America. We take all of these products that have all these pesticides and diseases in it. It may take a little longer, but it told me that it makes a difference if you nurse your people through 6 weeks to 3 months. You will see an incredible change in your health. And I say that, and if I sound like I'm a little excited, I have to tell y'all, I am excited because I can care less about your money you can make from your products. Because 95%, 98% of them, it doesn't work. But Dr. Kedar Prasad, you're on here right now. I have to tell you this. For the first time, and they called me from Ecuador and asked me, they said, why is it your products are working more than others? I said, because the other products, you cannot find who made them. I said, but we have a product that you can go on the internet and you can read about Dr. Kedar Prasad with his books, with his experiences, with his dedication to people with nutrition and health. And he has changed the lives of millions. Thank you so much for what you've done. And I'll keep you informed as to what happened in Ecuador, because right now the word is going out in Guayaquil, Cuenca, Quinta, Salinas, that the Kedar Prasad exists. Thank you so much.
The what doctor? I didn't get what doctor reaction was.
Well, the doctor itself. I'm going to make sure that he knows, who it is, because it was a cancer center in Ecuador that called that. Once they looked at her foot, they said, "Who in the world did this?" And right now they are so perplexed over there that it's incredible. And right now, and I'll give you a good example. There's about $3,000 worth of products went over there in the last 2 to 3 days because everyone wants to know who was it that helped people. Now, whoever's on this call right now and going through cancer, I can't help them because you got to be able to help yourself. There's a new term, not called healthcare. The new term is self-care. If you don't want self-care, then go on and do your doctors. But it's up to us to get the word out that the natural option of Engage Global and Micro Daily exists if you'll give it a chance for 90 days. I tell everybody, 90 days, give me. Because it took you 50, 60, 70 years to get to where you are. Can you give me 90 days to see whether there's improvement? Thank you, Dr. Kedar Prasad. I can't wait to see you, by the way, in Provo in September.
Good job, Bernard.
Awesome.
Right.
Thank you.
Penetrated in Ecuador,
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Pretty amazing. So we have two individuals that have their hands that are up. And so, Deborah Bowman, if you wanted to go ahead and open up your microphone, I don't know if you're able to turn on your camera, but Deborah, you're next. And after that,
Okay.
go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
I can't turn my camera on because I'm driving, but I just want to give a shout out to Dr. Prasad because I appreciate him and the product. I'm a cancer survivor. When I turned 65, I was diagnosed with uterine cancer, and I only needed surgery. And so they told me, if you do absolutely nothing, there's a 10% chance that it will return. But with saying that, they still wanted me to do radiation and chemo. I said, you know what? I'll take those chances. But since that time, I've come in contact with Dr. Prasad's formula. I take it religiously with eye boost, brain boost, the collagen, everything. I still follow up with my oncologist. I was going every 4 months for a checkup. Now it's every 6 months. And so I feel confident that the cancer will not return. I feel great. The doctors are blown away that my hemoglobin A1C over 65 is great. I have 120 over 70 blood pressure. I feel great, look great. So I thank you for the confidence that I know with this product, the way I feel, the cancer will not return. So
Yes.
I'm a strong support of the product.
Yes. Good. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deborah. It was very gracious of you to come forward and share those experiences with us here on this Memorial Day weekend. Now we have S. Tate, and then I also saw Sonia Thomas's microphone come open. So there we go.
That was a mistake. I'm sorry, that was a mistake. Hi, this is me. I met I was I guess I wasn't supposed to be on. It was supposed to be it was in February where you guys were talking about giving testimony, and I came on and I said, well, nobody would answer. I guess the last person was supposed to do their testimony said they didn't open their mic. So I said, well, I've got an issue with my uterus. They said I had precancerous cells in my uterus, and this was in February. So I got in touch with Norma Jean, and she told me, she told me about the product because I was just supposed to be sitting down. And so I started taking the product in February. Well, in March, I had let me see. It was March. Let me get the exact because I had it all set up. In March, I started taking the it was in March. I started taking the micro daily, and Dr. Prasad yourself told me to take it. He said, "You said it sounds like a virus, so you told me to take it 3 times a day, and you take the probiotic twice a day." So I started doing that, and then I went in for what they call the colposcopy with my gynecologist. And she went in and she did the test and what she had to do, and she told me what she had to do. And a few days later, she came back and she said, the test came back benign. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. I'm like, and I did just what Dr. Prasad told me to do the microdaily EMF 3 times a day and do the probiotic, prebiotic twice a day. And I did that and it came back benign. Now, next month, I go in for they said they had precancerous cells in my colon. So I've been taking the microdaily 3 times a day and the prebiotic, probiotic twice a day. And they said, well, you had a polyp, your last colonoscopy. And I said, if my uterus came back benign, nothing. Next month, when I go in for the endoscopy and my colonoscopy, they're going to say, I'm confident that they're not going to see anything. They're not going to see anything. Because I believe, for me, I always tell people, I go to the Western doctors for the diagnosis, but I go to the Eastern doctors, the natural way for the cure. I've always been like that. I always tell them from least invasive to the most invasive. The most invasive thing the person can do is cut off something or give you a surgery or give you a chemo or all that stuff. And I always have been doing the natural route. I've been I haven't eaten meat for 40 years. So it was a surprise to me for them to tell me that there was something going on. But I said, there's got to be something natural. And I thank God that Dr. Prasad talked to me and said, well, it sounds like a virus there. I think you need to take the micro daily nutrient 3 times a day and take the prebiotic probiotic twice a day. And that's what I did. And those were my results. And I wanted to thank you.
Thank you. That's
So,
amazing.
You know
and
that.
by the way, happy birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank
Happy,
you.
Hey, my next birthday in November, I'll be 70.
Oh, wow.
So I got you about 10 years.
You don't look that, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. You don't
Yeah.
look like that.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Appreciate it. Thanks for being here and sharing your testimony.
Thank
Wow,
you.
Dr. Prasad, we're
That's
already
amazing.
half an hour into this and 3 testimonies. I know we've got others that are coming forward. Sonia, you said that was by accident, but I know you've got a great testimony. Is there anybody else that would like to share? Go ahead.
I'll go ahead and share, Jeff. You know it was an accident. Maybe that's what the Lord wanted me to do. So, good afternoon, everyone. I'm praying that everyone is well. I went through a slew of, let me turn my TV down. Sorry about that. I went through a slew of illnesses. I found out I had bone marrow cancer. My platelets were not normal. I had lung issues, which was the ambulance was coming to take me to the hospital every other day because I had breathing issues. I was always holding my chest saying, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. And I had red and white blood cell issues. I had hemoglobin issues where my blood would drop and they would have to bring my blood back up. I had uric acid problems. I had arthritis in my hand and on the bottom of my feet was always excruciating pain where what happened was it kept me in bed a lot. And the medication they were giving me cost like $14,350 a month. What
Wow.
that medication was doing was it was killing off my cells so fast that I was dying. And one morning I got up and I was like, oh my God, I don't feel right. So I went to emergency and they had to put me in the hospital. And they said, had I not gone when I did, I would have died because it was killing my cells off too fast. And then my cousin Fulvia Esteban, she sent me a link one day and I'm thinking, girl, I'm not trying to buy nothing else. I'm always shopping. So here she go 2 days later again. That girl wasn't giving up. She sent me the link again. So I said, you know what? Let me look at this link and see what she's talking about. My cousin never sells me stuff. I always sell her stuff. So I looked at it and I got all happy and I said, sold. I called and I said, sold. So Fulvia, Betty Grimes, and myself, we got together. I said, this was on July 29th. And I told them, I said, on August 1st, I'm going to order my products. In the meantime, the devil's telling me, girl, you know you can't afford that. But yes, still I'm buying all this crap that I had no business buying. So anyway, I went ahead and I ordered the product. I was taking the product, and I just said, well, this got to work because nothing else is working for me. And I prayed about the situation, kept on taking it. What I did was I did the therapeutic dose because at first I was just doing the three twice a day. And then I said, you know what? I need to go on the therapeutic dose because I kept hearing Jeff talk about the therapeutic dose. So I went on that. And thanks to Corleen Chavez, she helped me also, to get some extra products at the time. Because at the time, my money hadn't came in from my retirement. So she helped me with that. So I'm thankful and grateful to her for that as well. And then I took the product when I went back on April 19th. My oncologist, he says to me, he said he did a test on me, another bone marrow test on me. He said my platelets went back to normal, white and red blood cells went back to normal. My hemoglobin is normal, so I no longer have to have blood transfusion. My uric acid went back to normal. I had high blood pressure problems. It was out the roof. It was so bad I could have gone into stroke. So I thank God that I didn't go into stroke, but my blood pressure normalized, my liver normalized, my spleen, which they could never get to shrink. Taking the microdeli my spleen was able to shrink. So I was thankful for that. And I was also anemic. I'm no longer anemic. And also, last week, I went and I ate some tacos, and my stomach hurt so bad. And I was like, oh Lord, I literally felt like I was dying, but I didn't want to go to emergency because I knew if I went to emergency, they were going to throw me in the hospital, and I didn't want to be laying up in nobody's hospital. So I said, wait a minute. My friend Janice gave me some digestive boost. So I took the digestive boost, and I kid you not, within 10 to 15 minutes, I felt good, like nothing happened. Because I told my cousin, I said, I can't even talk to you tonight. I said, girl, I don't feel good. I called her back. I said, girl, I can talk to you now because I'm feeling good. Now, I just want to thank Dr. Prasad because of him that brought this to the world, that we can get healthy. And I just encourage everyone, because people say that they can't do, but they'll go out and buy fancy purses and dress. Your health is your wealth. Take care of your health first, please, because it is so important. And Dr. Prasad, I love you because you are truly the Einstein of our times. And I thank you very much. I know I went over a little bit because I get excited, but thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you, Sonia, very much.
You're welcome.
I'm glad.
Wow, Dr. Prasad,
Unbelievable.
amazing experiences, and then right there to add in the digestive boost. I had an experience with that just last night. Had a little birthday celebration here in our town, and oh my goodness, I overdid it, and just
of course,
I did.
You are entitled for that. Birthday, you have to do it.
Exactly. I did 3 digestive boosts yesterday, and you know, the ice cream and the pie and all of the cake, crackers and the goodies and the cookies and then we had a special piece of meat, selected meat that we barbecued. And I always remember you talking about, hey, if you're going to barbecue anything, you want to take the micro daily along with it to eliminate the oxidation of what's happened to the meat during the barbecuing. And well, I did everything right, and wow. what a great evening. So we have 3 hands that are up. And so we're going to go to James first, and then we're going to go to Fulvia because Sonia talked about her cousin Fulvia, and then we're going to go to Lisa King. So James?
My comment is, I've been taking micro daily for over a year now, and I used to be real sickly, but now, thank you, Dr. Prasad. I feel great. I'm not sick like I used to be. I'm taking my vitamins like I should.
James, do you want to turn your camera on? We'd love to see you. I know you usually have it on.
Yeah. And I really appreciate all that these vitamins has done for me. Totally changed my life. And I want to thank Dr. Prasad for making these products that have changed so many people's lives. Thank you again.
Thank you, James. You look younger than I saw last time.
Amen. He looks so much better.
That's
you
right.
look healthier and younger.
Yeah,
that collagen.
it's the collagen, huh?
Yeah, blame the collagen.
Yeah.
You do look great, and you're even able to, you're enunciating even better, and so fantastic, James.
Very much. Thank you, James.
What a great opportunity to have you here on all of these different Sundays. So
thank you.
Fulvia, you are next, young lady. If you want to come forward and add your testimony to what we've heard from Sonia. So go ahead.
Hello, everyone. First things first. Feliz cumpleaños, Jeff.
Happy birthday.
Gracias,
Look at that.
you.
That meant happy birthday, everyone, to Jeff.
Okay.
My testimony, I I was in the hospital for 5 months with COVID. They told me I came to death's door 3 times. I became like a cripple in the bed. Pain racked my entire body from the back of my neck, both my shoulders, both my hips, the right knee, both my feet. And they were even talking about surgery for this right knee because it was bone and bone. I had already had several shots and been through the therapy and all this stuff. And thank God, the first day I went back to my church, which is where my beloved sister Betty Grimes also attend, and I was watching her husband after church. And I said, wait a minute, before I got sick and all this, my brother was walking with a big old cane, and he was walking slow and kind of like hunched over. And I saw him walking with like a pep in his step. And I said, oh, wait a minute. I had a walker. I kind of made my way slowly over to him. What did you do? What happened? Got Betty. They sat me down. They talked to me about these products. And I said, wow, okay, I'm going to try this. I got the products, started it. Guess what? The first thing, because I was on oxygen 24/7 also, because I developed chronic pulmonary issues. You name it, I had it, and took the products. And a few days later, it was like maybe 10 days or something. I'm like, wait a minute. I could get out of the bed myself because my kids would come, so they had to help me do everything. I couldn't get out of even my bed by myself or go to the restroom or to shower. None of that I could do for myself. I couldn't even stand up for a minute. And after these products, I've been on my own. I've been doing where I live is on the second floor. I go down. I used to have to hold the railing and go down one at a time, come back up one at a time. Guess what, y'all? I can go down. I can walk back up like normal people do. I don't hold on. I don't even use a walker. I don't use a cane. I do it myself. So, I mean, I have come a mighty long way with these products, Dr. Prasad. I thank God for you and what he's placed, the knowledge he's placed in you to formulate these products for us to get better each day. And I will be on these products till the day I die. I tell you the truth. And guess what? I just love my Micro Daily family. Yes,
Yeah.
I do. Thank you for allowing me to share.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Fulvia.
That's
It's so fun
amazing
to hear from
story.
you. Yes.
Just some would have told me, I wouldn't have believed it. This is so, I would have predicted,
Yeah,
But
believe this one.
yeah, I know. Now I know it, and this,
Once
but I'm
I
happy that
called my cousin right away and I told her, Sonia, and she was on it. And there she is today. She told her testimony too.
Yep.
And we both been sharing it ever since.
I'm so happy with the results that everyone is getting it. I feel happy
Getting better.
and more energetic to,
Yes, yes, yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
this is Corleen. I'm going to jump in. I'm sorry, Lisa King. I just have to say one thing, you guys.
Yeah.
What's so amazing about Fulvia's testimony that she just gave? When she first came to us, she was on oxygen. She could not do what she just did, you guys. She could not speak.
Mm-hmm.
And so just think about that. And to hear the joy that she has in her heart today and the way she's sharing her testimony, I'm telling you, Dr. Prasad, look what you're doing. You're changing this world. And we're part of it. And I'm so excited.
Yes.
All right. Sorry, Lisa King.
Yes, that's all right. Thank you, Corleen.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yes.
Wow.
All right.
Thank you again. My goodness. And Lisa, thank you for turning your camera on and being patient.
No worries.
Tell us your experience.
First, congratulations, Bovia and Sonia. I mean, amazing,
Thank you.
amazing testimonies. Thank you, Corleen, for even introducing this product to me. Corleen, you just go above and beyond. Jeff, thank you for even hosting this. Dr. Prasad, what I need you to do right now is seriously, give yourself a great big hug right in front of all of us, because you are so darn dynamic. You've gone above and beyond. So a lot of you, know the story of my husband. It's probably been about a 7-month journey now with his cancer. He had like a whole hand size tumor on his neck where the cancer started in his tonsil. And he could not lift his arm any further than this. And so I began giving him the therapeutic dose of the micro daily. And so within like 4 days, he was lifting his arm over his head with no problems. Then the tumor just started to go down and go down and down. But then he started chemo before the tumor went all the way down. So now at this time, the tumor is completely gone after 7 weeks of radiation and 7 weeks of chemo. Right now, we're in waiting mode for him to go get another PET scan to see exactly where we are. He's actually on a feeding tube right now because of the closing of his throat from the radiation and everything. So that's really what my question is right now, Dr. Prasad, is because he was on the therapeutic dose and then he really couldn't take anything by mouth because of the choking and gagging. And I know you said when you come off a therapeutic dose to come off slowly, where he just kind of cold turkey came off. Now it's time, for him to come back on. And he's like leery about me putting anything in the tube and what have you. But I know that what this micro daily did as well as him, because he was like, if it was like coming down to just a little bit left for any reason, he was making sure that little bit was his and not mine. So I just need to get him back into getting it back into a system to make sure that it just kills off everything that's residual in there. And when he has his PET scan, it's going to be a go good thing.
What's up, Mal?
What's your
How you doing,
suggestion?
Jay?
If he has a difficulty in swallowing because of the damage to the throat, I think you can use we have a hydroform of EMF, and hydroform would be very easy to take it. And so I think, the important thing is that, at least after completing the therapy, he should be on therapeutic dose at least for 1 month more. And because any residual type of, sometimes the tumor becomes so small that you can't detect it. And then later on they grow. And so in order to get rid of everything, I think it will be very important to see that therapeutic dose. The only thing you don't do at this time, you don't take collagen.
Right. Yeah, we won't do that. Trying to work him back up to.
Make me think I'm mixed up with the days.
And I know the story, of the tube and everything. So yeah, we're gonna, pray about it and get him back going. And then one more thing, Dr. Prasad, a year ago, this month, well, a little over 15 years ago, I had a brain aneurysm. And I had brain surgery and had to learn to walk and talk and all that stuff all over again. So last year around this time, they found another aneurysm. So I was having, some symptoms, with like my balance and headaches and different things like that. So I started myself with, being on top of, I ordered the eye boost, I ordered the brain boost, as well as taking all of the other products as well. So I go on Tuesday for angiogram for them to see exactly what's going on with the aneurysm. But I'm really feeling like when they go in, they're going to be like, what are you talking about? I don't see anything, because the things that I was feeling, I don't feel them anymore. My balance, I haven't, lost my balance. I don't have the headaches like I was. So I'm just thanking you in advance for the positive feedback I'm going to get after Tuesday from this angiogram, because I know in my heart that there's nothing there. And I want to thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you give yourself that big hug? Because I didn't see it.
There we go. There we go. Thank you, Dr. Prasad. We do have just 2 more hands here. Thank you, Lisa, for coming on and having a great question and then a good follow-up on your own experience. So, Dr. Roberts, you've got your camera open, your microphone, and your hand up, and so let's go with you, and then Sonia Barnes will round us out for today's experience, and we've got some special things happening tomorrow. So
absolutely. Hello, Dr. Prasad.
Hi,
That's right. Corleen invited me.
No. And, Dr. Piccola.
but you are the reason that I stayed. I'll tell you that. You guys, I just want you to know, Dr. Prasad, that the reason I really started the program is because Corleen insisted that I come and look at the military program. And I've never been a part of any project, any company, anywhere that give us, the military, the veteran, 50% discount every day, 365 days. And so when I looked at that, I said, okay, let me just kind of check this out. But Dr. Prasad, sitting at your feet and listening to you talk about the product is what helped me to understand your formula was really indeed developed for us in the military. And when I started using it with the sarcoidosis, because with sarcoidosis, for those who have ever had any dealings with it, it is a deadly disease. Been a chaplain, retired in the military. I've buried 5 people, Dr. Prasad, from sarcoidosis. And Bernie Mac died from sarcoidosis. And so it's really a serious thing. But and every year, I would go in the hospital for a pneumonia of some sort. I could walk into a smoking situation and I would get a pneumonia, and they would put me in the hospital. Any little thing caused my respiratory to act up. I would go in the hospital, they would put me in the hospital. But I'm here to tell you, since I started the program seriously and doing exactly what you told me to do, I have not been hospitalized since 2020. When did I come here? Corleen, when did I come up here? 2021? Yeah, October 2021. So that's 22, 23. This is 24. So I've not been in the hospital for a pneumonia since I started using the product. And I'm here to tell you, I breathe better. I am doing so great. And I say to you, thank you so very much for what you have done for us here. And I know that there are many more things that you're going to do for your 120 years up here on this face of this earth. Thank you.
Thank you.
I look forward to seeing you in Utah.
Oh, definitely. I too, Dr.
You and Miss Judy. I always enjoy being with you guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, we're all going to be there. And you guys, tomorrow is going to be a special lunch and learn. Memorial Day, just tribute. There's going to be some exciting things that are happening tomorrow. 9, 10, 11, and 12 are the times as you go across the time zone. So 9, 10, 11, 12 on Dr. Piccola Roberts' Zoom, which begins with 222. So look it up, get back with the individual who invited you on. That's happening tomorrow. one last here. We've got Sonia Barnes that has her hand up. We will finish with that one here today. And go ahead, Sonia. Your hand is up if you want to open up your microphone. There she is. Awesome. Very good to see her. That's
Sonia's in the house, y'all. Happy birthday, Jeff.
Thank you. Thank you.
In Jamaica, we would say, big up yourself. I'm so grateful to be here. You know, I always like to say, hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Amen. Well, I am more than grateful. And just hearing Sonia, you came on and you spoke, I said, let me follow my Sonia. So this evening, I'm excited to say that it was over 2 years ago, I had COVID. And with the COVID, I had my left knee that was so swollen. And I went to 2 orthopedics. They told me that I need to have the fluid removed and then consider knee replacement. In my heart of heart, I did not really want to accept that. So within that time, my friend Vanessa Lawrence called just to check up on me. So I told her what was going on. And then she said, Sonia, I'm inviting you to join the link, like she would say, tomorrow night. And knowing me, I always connect to people if they say, Sonia, listen to this or listen to that, because sometimes you never know who are the gate openers in your lives. And then you ignore them and then your blessing is gone. So I took her instruction and I listened the night when Dr. Prasad was on. And then after hearing all these great testimonies, I could not believe it. So right there and then, I decided that I'm going to try this product. And it was Carlene, Vanessa, and Catrice. They helped to expedite it, so I got it the next day. So within that time, after I received it, before I received it, I could hardly go to church. Or when I went, I had to wear my plaid slippers. It was my husband's birthday. I had to use my little cane, and my grandbaby was so devastated to see me with a cane. Now, the time came that I received the micro daily. Then it was in the bottle. It wasn't like this one. Now we have this one here. And, you know, I can use, like today I went out for lunch, dinner, and then I was able to take this. So it was the tablets. Then after I started taking the micro daily EMF, I think it was there was no collagen as yet. I know it was the brain boost. I took the brain boost, the eye boost, and the hydro. About 3 days time, I felt energy in my body. And then all of a sudden, about the 4th day, I woke up one morning, no pain. The swelling was gone. I said to my husband, look, I got off the bed. I was able to go to the bathroom without saying, oh, oh. He said, Sonia, are you saying it's working that fast? I said, yes. My children were on the road. I called them. I said, Jonathan and Keitha, listen to me. I'm running upstairs. I said, come on, Nana, are you running? I said, yeah, I'm running. Then when I explained to them what I took. Now the time came that I had to make another appointment to get my third, I want to see from the third orthopedics, what's going on. So now that I started taking the micro daily and no more pain, no more swelling, then I went to the third orthopedics and he did the testing. I said, doctor, what is the status of my knee? He said, Sonia, all you have is just arthritis in your knee. I said, doctor, let me show you what I'm taking. And I opened up my phone and I showed him the things that I was taking. And he said to me, Sonia, send me the information. You know, I really have to really check up to see what is he doing with it. Now, what I'm saying is that micro daily does work. I was so much benefited from it that it was now time for me to go to church. I had to call the director. I said, listen to me, I'm coming to church this morning. You all better put some shouting music on because I really want to just give God praise. Apart from feeling well, I really wanted to show off Michael Daly to see what God has done for me through Michael Daly and Dr. Prasad. So I went to church and I started dancing from the back and everybody was so excited to see me. After church, they asked me just to give my testimony. Now they're just seeing me back at church. And I told them, I said to them, I'm taking something that has helped me. And some of you here, you're still using your walker, you're still in pain. And if you're interested, meet me over on the right side. About 5 or 6 people came over and I explained to them what I'm taking. Some of them came, you know, some of them purchased the product, but there are still some people who are still in their pain. I'm not even taking self-care. I have my own sister who lives in Canada. I told her about it. She's in pain every day. My sister, she's telling me this. I said, sis, enjoy your pain. Stay with your pain. So if you're here today and you're hearing this for the first time, this micro daily EMF, this is the brain boost, the eye boost. I'm taking the collagen, which makes my skin so lovely. I'm 70 years old, will be 71. And let me tell you all something. I'm looking good and I'm feeling good too. All right, y'all? Okay. I'm taking the CBC. I'm taking the omega-3. I'm taking the probiotic. I'm taking this is the micro daily for my grandgirls. I got this for my grandgirls. I'm even taking this. Dr. Prasad, I'm taking it all. I'm taking it all. I don't buy no more products from the vitamin shop. This is where I am. So if you're here for the first time and you don't want to take care of yourself, you're taking, oh, it's too expensive. What is too expensive for your body? I'm imploring you, I'm begging you, try it for 3 months and you will see that this thing does work. And listen to me, I got my groove back, and thank God I'm looking good, I'm feeling good, and to God be that glory.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sonia. That was fantastic. What a
You're
way
welcome. You're welcome.
What a way to end today. This is amazing.
That's amazing.
Awesome. Thank you again, Sonia. I appreciate it. It's great to see you. Great to see you.
Thank you.
Let's do this, Dr. Prasad, just quickly. Jonathan wanted me to post this up here. This is next week. You and Jonathan are going to be here next Sunday talking about National Cancer Survivors Day on June 2nd. And so this is great. You'll see it on the calendar, but put that on for next Sunday, June 2nd. It's going to be what an incredible opportunity to have you back and have you part of that. I still see a hand up, but we're already 7 minutes over the hour. So Joseph, if you want to, we're going to say good night and goodbye to Dr. Prasad.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for being here, for being part of this, being part of the birthday celebration and Memorial Day. We've had an amazing Sunday afternoon, early evening here for everybody. So
thank you.
Go ahead, open up your microphones.
Thank you, Jeff. Happy birthday, Dr. Prasad.
Thank you, Dr. Prasad. Thank you, Jeff. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jeff.
Family, wonderful information. Happy birthday.
Everybody for
Thank you
sharing
so much,
your
Dr. Prasad. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
Bye-bye, family. Be safe.
Happy birthday, Jeff.
Happy birthday, Jeff. Enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you, Dr. Prasad, for everything. Thank you so much.
Yes,
That's right. That's right.
Thank you, Dr. Prasad.
Happy birthday, brother. Hi to Helen.
All right.
Yes.
Happy birthday. Have a fantastic time all weekend.
Enjoy.
Okay.
Awesome.
Happy birthday.
You
Happy
bet.
birthday.
Good to everybody.
Dr. Prasad,
Bye-bye.
God. You are a gift from God. You are a gift.
Great to see you, Fulvia. Great testimony.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.